All right, KISS Army, welcome to the KissFAQ Podcast. Thank you for giving us your time today and letting us into your head. I hope we don't do any damage. This is a KISS-related podcast by the board, for the board. We hope that you enjoy. Welcome to episode 217 of the KissFAQ Podcast. Yeah, we're early this week because you know what? It's Merry Acemas, and I have a special guest. Well, he's really special. Andy,
That's true.
You know, how many times have I seen you this year? It's been one of those, holy shit, I'm in the dark. Where am I? I'm lost in space. There you go. Now you can see my ugly mug
like
as
an
well.
elder thing. I am just a boy.
Dark light. So, you know, obviously what we're going to be talking about should be very apparent by the badge that is on Andy's hat. And for those that are not watching and are listening, it's an Ace Frehley badge. And Andy was an attendee at this week's New Jersey KISS Expo in, I have no idea where the fuck it was.
Parsippany, New Jersey.
Yeah,
Parsippany. That's how I think they say Parsippany. Since I don't say R's in New England, so it's going to be tougher for me.
So, something like that. So you went to the expo. Did you go to all 3 days? Because you're basically our man on the ground reporting on that expo. So you went to all 3 days. Friday night was kind of the welcoming event. You know, just walk us through each one of these days. You know, let's start on Friday and give us your opinion on what this was. And, you know, first of all, I guess, was this your first New Jersey Expo, or had you been previously? So
I've been to
compare.
Tons of them. Probably pretty close since the beginning. I might have missed one. The one I missed was Ace's birthday bash because there was a snowstorm up this way, so I could never get down there. So I know I missed that.
You didn't get your bag of chips, huh?
I didn't get the bag of chips or whatever, the Ace Frehley bash and the Gene Simmons coming in with the cake thing. I missed all that. That was a bummer. You know that stories.
Yeah.
If you don't, people can go look it up.
Yeah, Google that because we only want to talk about the present, really. So you decided to go to Friday. Did you do a VIP? Did you just do regular admission? What was the kind of get up for the arrangements that you made to attend this year's expo?
Yeah, me and my buddy Dan went down. Kim couldn't go down because it was her work weekend. I bought the weekend pass. It looks like basically the solo album.
Nice, center ring. Love it.
Both sides, and they're numbered. They have a number. Now, when you bought them at the time they released them, you had basically it's like a timestamp. So the faster you bought them, that's the line that's where you get your badge with your number. That's why they give you the number. So this number would be good for, when you go to get your photos or your signatures. So you could go to a certain time when they tell you what it was, show up and you line up. Well, there was a confusion on Friday morning. But I mean, things happen, and being on both sides of the story, you know what I mean? Being as the person doing the work and now being the customers too, I can see both sides of the thing now. I'm not just the customer. I can see it from
you can see two sides of the coin, right?
Yes. So I was busy doing something, so my buddy Dan stood in line for the few minutes, and then all of a sudden they opened up the where you could get your pass, either your weekend pass or your Friday pass, or whatever. I don't know, however you did it. And there were they had some girls or ladies, whatever, passing out the passes. But I think what they did is they forgot to give them the list, and they just started, the woman has just started passing out the things. So you went up, you said, "Oh, my name is such and such." "Oh, okay, you have two. Okay, here you go." So they grabbed them and giving them off the table. So by the time they realized it, I don't think it was the ladies that realized it because I don't think they knew. By the time I think like Phil or somebody else knew, or somebody mentioned it to him, said, "Oh my God, my timestamp was like 7:01, and now I have like number 60 or something," and they went running over there and like, "Oh no!" But by then it's too late. You don't know who's got what number now and everything. So basically they just started passing them out, and they would deal with it later. So they would make announcements later on and try to make announcements and stuff about how things were going to go. And they tried to, they did their best for what happened. So there's nothing you could do. It happens, man. It happens. So anyways, Friday was basically like a kickoff thing. The dealers were there. Some of the dealers were there on Friday, which was cool. If you're a collector, if you want to buy things, you always want to get there early. You know how that goes, and because it gets wiped out. And I'll tell you, this is a lot of the deals got wiped out before even Sunday even started. So it was interesting. And I forgot who played that night. I know I got the schedule. The schedules got moved a little bit. Uh, some of the guests were there, which was cool because some of the guests were there and they were in the big room where the stage was, so where the band, so that maybe we can explain to people that didn't go. And you could talk to them and set up things and get photographs and pay for signatures and all that good stuff on Friday. Also, they had, I'm trying to find the schedule here. I know you're probably looking for it too. I had it.
Yeah, I've got it. 6 p.m. doors open, merchandise
Yep.
sales, Expo welcoming party, Kiss tribute band, Kiss Nation, followed by the Ace Frehley autograph session and photo op.
Yeah. Now on the Friday they had a photograph op with Ace and a signature with Ace, but it was strange. It was only for the people who bought Friday. So that means I had a whole weekend pass. I couldn't get it done on Friday, and I kind of asked. I'm like, hey man, can I get this done if there's less people to get it out of the way? Because figured the faster get out of the way, then I don't have less to do on Saturday or Sunday.
That sounds familiar to a certain expo in Miami.
That's the thing about if you get it done early, you get done early. You can shift things and people can more relax or whatever. So anyways, it didn't happen that way, and he was taking regular photos. I'm calling it regular photos because he didn't have the special background. So only Friday was regular photo. So that's what I understood that was. So there you could get your regular photo and then his signature. So, but from what I saw when I was walking back and forth, it was going pretty smooth. And people seemed to be in a good mood. And I think that was like the big party night for people who came in. That was the big, and they were supposed to be like at a welcoming Christmas annual party. And my friend, Mr. Jim Madden, he's nice enough to he does my laminates for when I validate somebody. He made this sweet looking like poster. Like, and I was there, Ace Frehley
Nice
poster thing. And he basically, I don't know, I think he made like 60 of them. And basically he went around and all of a sudden he plopped them on the bar and people went cuckoo. grab. It was nuts. It was pretty cool. So he says, I wish I had made more. Also at the bar, I know it sounds kind of, people might not even care about this stuff, but I love it because it's the whole KISS atmosphere. It's fun. The bar, geez, I wonder where they got this idea from. The bar actually made like a little KISS drink menu.
Yep.
And actually they stuck Lita Ford in there. The Love Gun, the New York Groove, and the Kiss Me Deadly. So they made like little about these and they'll pass them out because they knew they were going to disappear fast at that point. You know what I mean? So and we were supposed to have a swap, like a Christmas swap, gift exchange. I don't think there was enough time to promote it or something like that, or people just didn't want to do it, or just not enough time because it came in late, so it just never really happened. So, but people were still hanging around, having a bar, and having a good time. And then you could buy stuff. You could buy merchandise.
So let me ask you about the merchandise. As a dealer who I would have loved to have been there to sell.
You would have wiped out.
Yeah, well, you know what I learned in Atlanta is being there for the first night and being open for business is a very good thing because it just lets people get a head start, especially if you're able to.
Yep.
What sort of merchandise was there? Was it new? Was it old? Was it a mix? Was it a good selection? What caught your eye as a fan, regardless of whether you bought or not?
Yeah, there was a mix. There's of course there's more of the new. I would say newer, more of maybe like. I don't know what you call newer now because there hasn't been the Spencer stuff since the 90s. So there's like Spencer stuff. There was, there's 70s stuff, but there's stuff that I have that maybe other people would want that I already have. So it doesn't really, doesn't float my boat anymore. Like they had like 70s costumes. There was some there. They had some mirrors from the 70s. I mean, there was a mixture of, but like I said, people there Friday, man, if that were really there to buy, man, bought. They really wiped them out by there were a couple deals actually asking if people had stuff that they had like in their car or something that they wanted to get rid of to put on their table. They were asking. I'm serious. By Sunday, man, some of those guys were totally wiped out. They had like 2 things on their table. I mean, but good for them, though. You can't complain about that, but you feel bad.
Not only good for them, good for the expo, and then good for the fans as well, because if the dealers sell out, the expo does well, and the fans are happy, everyone's happy. I mean, that's totally what anyone wants, because you know what that means? They'll do it again.
Yeah. And let me see. So, I mean, there were people there that had stuff that they had handmade and stuff. They were like champagne glasses, beer mugs, man. They look really cool and stuff. So there was some hand stuff. I don't know if you're supposed to even say that because I don't know if they technically can do that anymore, right? I thought they got in trouble for that. Now I just said that. And oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. But
let's cover your ass there, or anyone's ass, and sometimes things slip through, regardless of intent, to keep everything completely licensed.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm just trying to explain, man. It was so cool. No, but it was some cool stuff and like that. So hopefully, sorry if I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. But no, there was some cool stuff. They had, some of the Kiss addictions were there. You got. Man, there's so many. I see the regular guys. You've seen after years, the same. Some of the same dealers, and then you could see there were some newer people that just want to get rid of stuff. They were getting ready to go. They were just like, okay, it's time for me to unload. But I wish there were more. And I understand part of the way from being on the KISS cruise. People just got off the cruise. Now it's tickets on sale, and the road tickets on sale. Expo tickets on sale 2 weeks before Christmas, this Expo. Man, that's a lot to handle for a KISS fan. You love it, but it's like, wow, it's insane. It's all of a sudden the cash flow is...
I mean, you open up your wallet at this point of the year and your credit cards are just screaming, no!
Credit cards? You burned them already,
it's gone. They went in the shredder so that they don't get used again because they're maxed out or, you just can't do it anymore. I mean, the whole thing with the dealers is, the more dealers there are, the better it is for basically the fans, because dealers have to compete if they want to shift that stuff. And if not, it's just gonna, I have to lug it back with you. And, I guess it's easier for people on the East Coast who are all kind of in the neighborhoods and whatnot, that they drive when you fly. It's an absolute nightmare. But there were special guests around that Friday night as well, right?
Yeah, there were some guests hanging around. I can't remember them all because they were kind of like some were coming in and out. So, Jesus. So, I mean, but like a lot of them were there, so, but they were kind of in and out. So it was, I really can't remember on Friday. It's just because it was just like
I've got the list. I mean, Ace Frehley,
but not all of them
Edward
were there.
Furlong, Jimmy DeBello, the guys from Detroit Rock City, the guys from Angel, including Danny Farrow, who I think is part of that band, Vinny Appice, Jean Beauvoir, Robert Fleischman, Mark Montague, Len DeLessio, Bob Conti, and Kevin Shinnick. I mean, not all of them, as you said, were there. Oh, Lita Ford.
Lydia didn't come till Saturday.
Right, yeah, she's not even on the list for appearing Friday evening. But how was that working? Were they just behind tables? Were they charging for autographs? Or since you bought a ticket, were there any freebies that you just go, hey, can you sign this, man? Or was it all $40 or bugger off?
It was all they put like they all had tables around the inside where the bands play. They were in the main hall where the bands played, to explain this, and then they had the tables like against the wall, walls all the way around, squared. So all the big guests, the bigger guests there were all there, and they were selling stuff. I didn't go to everybody. I don't need anything from Twisted Sister, JJ, or so I didn't. But I know they were charging. So I know everybody was charging something. I think it was, if I'm right, James DeBello and Eddie Furlong. I think it was like $75 to have their photo out. Plus, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 signatures from them. I can't remember. I wanted to say hi and everything else, and you know what I mean. Block, just kind of moving on, that kind of thing. Because I already met them and stuff like that, and so and Len DeSaslio, I can never say his name right. Dude, people, he has got the killer shots ever. I mean, I had to get in. Every time everybody goes, they pick up a new one. So I got this one from the Beacon Theater from March 21st, 1975. And he said they posed for pictures before they actually did the show. So some of them are actually like, they set it up. But I'm telling you, his stuff is off the hook. These black and whites, and I mean, and he had a deal going on. Usually, sometimes these bigger ones are like $20 a piece. I think it was 2 for $30 or something like that.
What, for that? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was. I think it was either 2 for... maybe it was a little bit of smaller ones. But I know he was given a good a deal. So that was really good.
What did you pay for that one that you just showed us?
Well, somebody owed me. Well, he bought one and he gave it to me as an IOU. So he,
nice.
he asked me to pick out one. I'm like, that one, and I had to go. And next, you know, I'm standing in line, you know, getting ready for another Ace thing, and he's like, hey, buddy, here you go. So, you know, so we had, we still Friday. We're going to Saturday.
Still on Friday. If
Okay.
you want to wrap it up, I just lost you a little bit there
You lost me.
at the end of that. So whatever you're saying right after Len,
Yeah. I think that was about it. Yeah, I think that was about it.
Did you stick around for the cover band Rated R? I mean, they were 10 to 11, or did you go out and socialize and whatnot?
I think was it Kiss Nation played first though? I think Kiss Nation played Friday night, and that was cool. A lot of people were there having a good time and stuff like that, checking them all out. And then after they got finished, you know, a lot of people either went home because they just had Friday, or they went out to eat because or they went over to the bar to party. I felt bad for that Rated R or whatever they were supposed to be 80s cover band. I felt bad for them because I went looking around for Dan or something, and I'm like, I can't find him. And all of a sudden I go in the room and there's like 5 people in the room. You know, I feel bad for those guys because, you know, they were put on. I think they were put on the list or whatever pretty late. You know, and you know, I didn't even know who they were. It said Rated R, you know, it said cover band, tribute band called Rated R, but what kind of music they play, I don't think, you know, I mean, it was put on the last second. I felt bad for those guys, though. I mean, there's like 5, 6 people watching them. You know, that's a bummer, you know? I'm sorry, it doesn't matter who you are. That stinks. You know?
No, if you're a performer and you're up on stage, you want people there. And if you're a person who loves music, you don't want to see a band playing for 2 guys who basically, you know, that's just, you know, not what you want to see. So.
Yeah, and then after that, you know, I think that was like what 7:30 it ended on Friday, something like that. No, yeah, maybe it was something like no, it was late. No, I'm sorry, that was a later night. And basically a lot of people went to the bar area and just like either started drinking heavily, and or you know, and of course talking to each other and catching up. I mean, you know. Now that you're into it, not that people know you from all over the world, anyways. But now since you got on the Kiss cruise, that's it. You know, the Kiss cruise people bring a lot. You know, now it's huge. When they say the Kiss cruise is family, now it's family. I mean, you know, I've met people that I have, you know, whatever, they're coming in now from the cruises came to this thing. And I mean, it was pretty cool, you know? So it was a late night on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I wasn't even there. I'd made it clear I just couldn't swing my schedule around after Vinny canceled. Yeah. You know, after that happened, I couldn't get it. But I was still getting texts on Friday night. When do you get in? Like, I can't do it this year, you know. It's just one of those things. But then again, I felt such a part of it because people were saying, "When you getting in? When you getting in?" Oh, another text. No, I'm not going to the freaking expo.
Yeah,
you know, I
kind of bummed about it too. I bet you at the same time, you know.
It totally did because Vinny canceled so late, even though he knew he was going to cancel, that I had no time to.
How'd you know that he was going to cancel?
Because you just
I never told you that, did I? Months before. No,
we had this.
I can tell everything now. I don't care. You know, no, I told Matt Porter on his show yesterday, and I don't even care that people know now that, from what I understand, he wants to sue Joe and I. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing because he didn't get enough money. Are you kidding me? That guy raked in the money. That guy made more money than people can make in about 4 years.
He'll have to show up in court. Yeah, good luck with that. And deposition, good luck with that. But yeah, I obviously knew that he was going to cancel. I couldn't say a fucking thing. I couldn't, you know, juggle the finances. Because if I'm going to do this, I have to, number one, have a dealer table. I have to organize shipping of product to there because, you know, I would rather be able to be behind a table so that I can tell people, if you've ever bought one of my freaking books, you want it signed, come and get it signed for free. Meet me, shake a hand. You know, I don't want to just sell signed shit or vinyl. So I just couldn't swing all that organizational stuff in enough time while staying shtup about knowing that Vinny was going to cancel. So it totally sucked. I would have loved to have been there for all 3 days. I would have loved to have been a vendor there selling, you know, the collectibles that I still have ready to be sold. But
you got to show me first.
You know, I just could not do it after the official cancellation. But you know what? It's all good. I get to go to the LA Forum to see the show.
Let's put it this way. My friend Dan asked Peter Arquette, right? Because, you know, Peter's running the thing. He's like, "Where's your table?" Peter never even brought anything. Peter Arquette basically says, I don't have enough time. I didn't have enough time. I got all this other stuff. So, his thing wasn't even set up. Think about that. That was stunned. That kind of stunned me even. That stunned me big time because I'm like, wow, it's your own convention, but that's how overwhelming this stuff is. This is what
as
I've been on
as
both
an
sides.
organizer.
Now I actually know, that how much stuff what goes on. It's a lot of work. Like you said, it's a lot of work. And they was, you could tell they were. Yeah, I could tell because I've been there. The face. A little stressed. It's just things go on. That's what it is. So, anyways, since we knew that the numbers got kind of messed up a little bit, so we weren't staying at the hotel. We were staying down the street at some I don't know, American Inn something. I mean, it was good enough to sleep, when we slept. But wow, what a nightmare.
Wait, were they rooms rented by the hour or by the night?
Well, it was by the night, but I'm telling you, this place, it could have been by the hour. I'm serious. We got there. He goes, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I think it was like 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, because it was Friday night. So it was like 2:00 in the morning. So now you're talking Saturday. And we get there. No. In Jersey, it's weird. Jersey, I've never seen this before. It's like you go up one way the road, but they have all the Jersey barriers. So you can't just like get to a light and cross. You got to do these loop things, go to the other side of lights, and then cross. I think they're like the only place that has them, and everybody gets irritated by them. So, there goes the hotel. Well, you got to go a mile to 2 miles up to do the loop to come back down, to go both sides on. So, anyways, we did it. We leave the Hilton, go down, and we're only about 2 minutes away. Go down. I go, Dan, I know it's by that car place. I'm like, we drove further, and I'm like, it's too far. Turn around, get back in the loop. Go back up. I'm like, now we're on the other side again. I'm like, where the hell is it? We're trying to look from the other side, and a 3-lane car going by, and we're like, so next time we did the loop again, and then we're coming down, and I'm like, it's got to be there. All of a sudden, Dan goes, there it is. It's all pitch black. I just turned the wheel right over the grass because I had to go to by then I had to go to take a piece so bad. Pull in the parking lot. Why is it so dark? Go over. There's no, the thing to get in. The door, the key thing's not working. You just pull the door open. We go in there. We're in the first row on the floor, right? Close, which is good. Open up. It's pitch black. I can't see. I gotta go so bad. I'm like, here goes the pants halfway down. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. But the bathroom was actually pretty big, and I couldn't find a bowl. And I'm like, shower. I felt the shower. Thank you. And we couldn't see. It was so pitch black. It was so bad. But then we decided, you go to bed, right? Probably like 4 or 4:30. All of a sudden, you have all the lights, everything goes on. Woke up us from a dead sleep because we must have flicked the switches and left them on. And we had when you first walked in, we had a full-size refrigerator. Not just a full-size refrigerator. We were like, what the hell? And then we looked out the back. You get the little, the door thing, whatever you want, if you want to go out in the back. No lie, people, man. Dan took pictures. I got to post them. I go, Dan, look at this. We open up the back, and there's like 6 mattresses, old mattresses, all wet and like pea stained, and there's all kinds of garbage right there. And I'm like, oh my God.
Jersey.
Yeah, and somebody somewhere, man, was having a smoke out. The whole place smelled like weed through the whole damn building, and I'm like, oh my God. But so anyways,
if you go to Jersey,
I guess just as this hotel. So anyways, we got up the next morning, and basically I slept in my clothes, Anyways, the shower was fine, all that stuff was right. Anyways, and the toilet bowl actually flushed, not like on the KISS cruise.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
Not mine. On the KISS cruise.
I did notice I was down. What was I down on the 5th deck on the cruise?
All the way up.
I did notice that every day the kind of flushing got worse and worse and worse. Mine never crapped out, no pun intended, but it did seem to suffer from the KISS Army. Let's put it that.
They had to even at 3:30 in the morning that time. They had to see it. I opened the door. What is this noise? Actually, I opened the door. I'm like, whoa, what a smell! And the guys are up there in the ceiling, like with big giant, like the rotor-rooters, but they're like like this thick around and about 50 feet long. Think about it, people, and the stuff's coming out. I mean, that's all I can say about
That
that.
is just freaking nasty.
It was brutal. I sent emails to NCL about that. I'm like, what is? And of course, the Jay died like what 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. Died in Puerto Rico. So, anyways, that thing is trash now. Anyways, so we got up early Saturday morning because we knew about the number thing, right? So we got there. I don't know, say about 9 o'clock, and then I stood in line. I didn't care. I'm just going to stand in line because at that point they just said, you know what, just stand in line. Whoever's first is first, second, third, whatever.
How was the line, by the way? You know, what was the attendance like? Was it mental? Was it crazy? Was there a lot of people? Was it around the corner?
When I get there at 9 o'clock in the morning, no, because everybody, because next thing you know, the not just us that are here around there, or there's only X amount of the super weekend, full weekend. I call it platinum VIP, and then there's VIP that came in on Saturday to buy their maybe Saturday, Sunday ones, or they all just bought Saturday. I mean, it was so different, many different versions of the whole thing. So, anyways, those people are coming in, but they don't know what's going on, so they're getting there at. We were supposed to get in, the super plat at like 9 o'clock. You could get in, and then regulars come in at like 10. So the VIP for the Saturday was going to pick up their VIP, started showing up, and they started lining up against the wall to get their things. But we, knowing that some of them had bought, Ace photos and signatures for that day, but we already knew. So where we're going straight to the lines because So first they did signature with Ace. So we standing there. I forgot what time we were supposed to start, but Ace was delayed for an hour.
Wait, Ace was delayed?
Yeah, he was delayed for like an hour, I think.
I'm shocked.
Shocked me, did you say?
No,
okay.
Not at all. Not shocked. If anyone thinks that Ace is going to be on time, you basically have to tell him to be there 2 hours in advance of the time you actually want him to be there, and then hope for the best.
Well, I think they were doing some other stuff with him. He had to do, maybe it was sound check Sunday, so he was late on that one too. So, anyways, so he's like an hour late. And they came by and told everybody he's going to be an hour late. We're running behind, so we're going to push everything back a little bit. But they told us. They come around, Phil or somebody else or Peter or somebody just say, hey. But what the killer thing was? They had the line, one little part of the line, right in front of a food thing. Breakfast and lunch, and I'm like, oh my God, we're all standing there, but we're all starving, But then then around the corner, they had the line. It was massive, massive long lines too, and then when they got started, and basically you went in, depending how many, when you had the I just say platinum. I just say platinum tickets, you automatically be able to get one thing signed, and then if you wanted to buy more, you could have bought more. So I only need one because I've had, I got enough stuff signed. Not like I have 10 million, but I had enough stuff signed, so I was good. You know what I mean? I just needed one, so I'm happy with the one. But that was a bummer. I wanted it in blue, and for some strange reason, he tried to sign in blue, and it didn't work. And I was like, damn. But anyways, anything I brought was, and it's funny because people are laughing at me because here people have got like really, really fancy things. Some of them, pristine, fancy, and here I am. My kid poster, my solos poster from the 78, and you can see it's got yellow spots on it from the back. It's from like mold or something.
Who cares? It's yours.
From when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could see it came through a little bit. It's got like a little, you know what I mean? But it's funny. People are like laughing. And then some of it was, really cool, and it's got pinholes in it. But that's what I wanted. That's because I have a Peter one sign. Now I have the Ace one sign. So I wanted to, match. So it was just, I like that. That was fun. And also, when you went in, for every signature you bought, there was a choice, or they gave it out. You had a choice of 5 picks, and actually Keith was handing them out. So he had bags, and he was just and he put, oh, here you go. And so I got the Space Invader. Oh, no, Space Invader. Jesus.
Oh, nice.
The orange. They made it the orange.
Yeah, no, I want one of those. Yeah. I gotta get one.
If I had an extra one, dude, I'd hook you up. But I don't.
I'll buy one anyway.
Well, it probably might come in for the pick world. You never know. I don't know if you can do that. And it has the date on it. 12/8/18, which is pretty cool.
Actually, since you just mentioned it, I did just do an order on Kiss Pick World, and that was for a lot of those custom picks that were from the cruise that I never got. I mean,
Yeah,
the theme night picks, I wanted
there's
a
so
set
many
of.
of them.
Yeah, I never got those, and then they had kind of the pirate designs. So
Yeah.
I ordered those from Kiss Pick World, and they're fantastic. Great service, got what I wanted. Each one of them came in a nice little bag with a backing card. So if they happen to have any of the Ace ones, then I will go there, no problem whatsoever, no complaints.
Yep. My friend let me borrow his, so this is why I didn't steal anybody's, or I didn't get any. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. He let me borrow his because he actually bought two. He had the plat, and then he bought an extra signature. So he got two of them, and he got the orange one, the spaceman one, and this is looks like the one from. Yeah. See.
That fucking poster that I have signed on my wall. Yeah, I want to get one of those as well. So,
Yeah, it's the Australian thing, and that's the back. Again, I'm trying to show the back, and it has the date, and I was there, and everything else. So that's pretty cool.
Anyone who's watching this right now, and this show is going to go up on Wednesday, if you have one of each of those picks and you want to do a deal with me for trade, contact me, because I won't go on eBay until after that in order to give someone a chance, and I will give you a very, very nice trade deal on that and make something work. If you've got both of those picks and I can just deal with one person on them, I want those, especially that second one you showed, because again, I want to put that on my frame.
Yeah, and also I know there's supposed to be three more. I don't know what the three look like. Maybe it's the orange, the gold poster of like that. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think I saw one with just the 78 solo album cover on it.
No, the 78 solo cover. Oh, where is that? I hope I didn't lose that. Well, we can get into that. I actually got one. Because what's his name? We'll get into that when we get to the show. So I went through. It was you went down like a little hall. You went into a room. And you go in there, and like they said, they give you a thing. He was up to the table. It was very nice. Ace was in a great mood. Man, it was awesome. He was in just a nice mood, good mood. Hi, how you doing? Shake your hand, whatever you want. Talk to him for a couple seconds. Merry Kiss Miss, Merry Ace Miss, I call it. Merry Ace Miss this weekend. That's what it really was about. And very good. They didn't like super rush you, but they didn't want you to hang around forever, too. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I get it. It's cool, and it worked fine. It was good. Yeah. Basically, you
want to have a good pulse of movement and whatnot, and just enough time to say hi, get your, do your stuff.
How you doing? He'd look up and say hi to you and stuff like that. And also he can hear my voice. I know people complain. He's like, oh, he doesn't need to listen to because he's deaf. Now he's actually saying it. He's saying, I'm deaf, man. I can't hear. You got to really, sometimes got to speak up. And my voice kind of travels, and it's got a deep tone to it. So, and people know. It's funny too, because people, I am not yelling on the podcast. Something was going on with the computer. We've been trying to fix it. I think we might have fixed it this time, right? I think.
Probably not, but who cares?
Well, I'm trying.
I don't happen to care, because I just want to talk to you about Kiss shit, so I don't care.
Man, I hope I didn't lose that pick, or I'm gonna cry. Oh no! So we did this signature, came out, and I'm like, yes, put it in the car. You know how that goes. Get it, put it in the car, and then, start talking to people, waited around, look at more of the dealers, because it's fun. It's weird. You look. You think you saw everything, you go back and you look again, you're like, wait a minute, where did that just pop up from? You guys didn't have that. Yeah, I did. They just, sometimes things get moved around and shuffled.
You move things around.
It's to kind of see it. I know how it works.
Because the fans are going to do multiple passes. They're going to come by your table, and something's going to catch their eye. They're either going to buy or pass. They're going to come back around later. They're going to see if you've changed the prices. You move things around, and it's all about you're playing. It's a little dance that you do with the buyers and the sellers, and it's the tango.
Yeah, and then at that point when we put stuff back in the car, now it's time to go in and see guests. This is Saturday. Because now people are doing their signatures. I got in early, so now I can go roam around. Now I can do the roam around. Now the guests are in that I didn't go see everybody because I've already met them or seen them, or I'd say go over and say hi and that's it. But So you know what I broke out, I broke out the casket piece. I had to bring it with me this time again because I didn't bring it to Indy. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. I should have. I should have really done that. I don't know why. So, anyways, I brought out the KissFAQ piece, and I wanted a couple of people to sign it. I posted on my Facebook. I had the new Ace Frehley band sign it. They got a real kick out of it. After I flipped it over, they're like, "Wow, look at all the black, look at all the, the originals and all the other guys." And they're like, "Wow." He goes, "Wow." They were recognizing some of the names from the back without having telling them. And basically, the question is, what is it after they sign it? What is this? And I told them the story, and they start laughing. They were good about it. They were laughing. And I told them about the story about Gene signing it, and Gene's like, "What is this?" Like Gene didn't know. And it was funny after we told him what it was. He's still like, "What is this?" He didn't, So, anyways, I went to the Ace Frehley band. I had a nice conversation with them, and I told them hopefully they'll be on a Kiss Cruise 9 because everybody wants them there,
Yes.
and all that stuff. I'll say it, but I heard a rumor, and it's been floating around all weekend. That's supposed to be an Ace Frehley Alice Cooper summer tour this summer.
Yeah,
So
Ace has said that himself.
All right, I'm just saying.
He was on Eddie Trunk last week.
All right, because they were kind of he was keeping a low tone on it, I guess, or something like that. But so that's supposed to be what's going on. It's supposed to be Ace Frehley and Alice Cooper Summer Tour 2019.
Yeah. So for anyone who, again, this is Wednesday the 12th. So just go on the latest episode of the Eddie Trunk podcast. It should be part of that interview with Ace on that show. So there you go. From the word of the horse. Or the horse's mouth, whatever.
Right. Well, Eddie Trunk, come on now. Anyways,
the horse's ass.
All right. No, I don't really care. Whatever, up and down the ball with him, whatever. No big deal to me. So you still hang around with friends, and then I went to Mr. Jean Bouvier, if I can say his name right. Bouvier.
Jean Bouvier.
Beauvoir. I came close. What a nice guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
First time I've ever met him. Great guy, nice guy, all energetic like me, kind of like that. He's just, how you doing, bouncing around, and stuff like that. And I asked him to, of course, to sign the casket piece. He started laughing, and I told him what it was, and he's like, "That's cool. That's really cool because it's the live kiss, die kiss kind of thing." So it was kind of he was all into it. Great guy. And, if you don't know who he is, you better do some Kiss homework.
Yeah, and start that homework with the Asylum album. There you go.
Oh, Animalize, right? Animalize, Asylum, a couple other things.
Asylum, Crown of Thorns.
Who Wants to Be Lonely All Night.
Done a lot of shit with the band, and of course, Plasmatics.
Plasmatic, yep. So it was a great conversation out with him and stuff like that. And then I went to Mr. Kevin Szysnik, right? Did I say that right? Szysnik. And we had a good conversation, laughing. I had him laughing, he had me laughing. Even the photos are funny. Of course, I asked him to sign. Oh, actually, I forgot to bring my DVD from the movie. So I got a little, it's like a little bit more cardboardish kind of thing. And hey, can you sign it to Andy? I like that. See, Julian, see what I do? See, I'm starting to torture everybody now. To Andy with the date. See what I started on you? And it's now starting to spread.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Now I can tell you this because he said he didn't mind because I said, I told him I was going to go on a podcast with you, and he's like, oh, okay. I go, you don't mind if I tell the story after we talked about it? So I asked him, is there going to be a new Scooby-Doo music? Jeez, this movie, and he said, no, there is not one. It got scrapped as of right now. He said, Kiss is on board. They're on board. It's Hanna-Barbera that needs to get on board. Whoever does the thing, they're not on board yet. And I said, wow, that's a bummer because you guys should do like a Halloween and bring back the Demon Disc. Comes out of the grave or something. And he just looked at me and said, that's a pretty good idea. So, that'd be very cool if that guy, come out or whatever as one of the bad people in the next movie if they ever did one, the Halloween one with that. So Kiss is into it. Whatever it is, they got to get the Hanna-Barbera people in it. They're whoever owns Scooby-Doo.
The money.
It's probably about money. It's all about money, of course, in the long run. So that's the scoop with that. So anyways, it was always good hanging around with friends. Talking to friends in between, trying to get some food in between. which was really fun when you had the chance.
So before you continue, let me jump in and ask you about some of these panels. You said you didn't go to all of them.
Missed most of them because we were standing in line because that was the day. I had the signature first, and it was pushed back for like an hour or more. So, you missed that. And then it was my photo time. By the time you go to photo time, that was pushed back because, everything got pushed back. So I missed a lot of the Q&As except the Ace one, which you couldn't hear anyways. You couldn't hear. Even Ace was getting a little irritated because, and I understand this happened this happened in Atlanta. Here's the speaker up trying to talk and they're trying to ask questions, but you have people in the background. All the special guests are still selling and talking and the echoing in the room, and you could barely hear Ace talk. He's kind of soft talker, but it was very hard to hear him talk. And even he was like, "Hey, come on, guys, can you shut up or quiet down?" And Phil, I don't know who was on. Was it? Oh, Craig Gass, I think, was doing it. Yeah,
Craig was the MC.
Yeah, and he was trying to get people to come. They're like, but a lot of the people up front would do it, but it's all the people in the back. So you could hear it from the echo, and it just, that's always going to be a tough thing. So we really could.
And ambient noise in the background is a drone. It just permeates everything. So there's nothing you can do. So
and it was happening to everybody else because actually I did walk in like. I think it was at the end of the James DeBello and Andy Furlong. You couldn't hear anything. It was what I mean. That's all you could hear because like I said, all the background noise. And I missed a lot of things because I wanted to do the things I wanted to really do. And that's signature. Got my signature Ace, and then the photo. So I had my first photo, which we didn't. Some of us were getting really confused because we thought we would get like one photo, Christmas themed photo. And then we get and then one regular photo, with no background. But when you look at the schedule, it says we actually got two Christmas photos, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So that confused people because people are like, wait a minute, can I get it on Saturday or can I just get it on Sunday? Nope, we actually got two Christmas photos. So there's two Christmas photos. Or they said, I had asked Phil or Peter, and they said, well, if you want a regular one on Sunday, you can wait until everything's done. We take everything down, and then you can have it. But I wasn't going to wait that long. I'll do the two Christmas photos. And it cost me a ding-a-ling that I always do. I always bring a lot of costumes down and a lot of props just in case. You never know, and that's what happened. So on Saturday, I put on the Hotter Than Hell, back of the album, the tunic as Mechen Kirchison, who's the lady who made mine. I wish I had her card. Is her card right here? I wish I had it. Is it? Oh, yeah, I do. Megan Ketchison. She's from she's Canada, and I know I said her name wrong. She's going to kill me, but you should check out her stuff, man. I'll even put it up here so you make sure you don't even see my face at this point. But she is awesome. She's done all of my costumes I've asked for that are Ace oriented for the KISS Cruise. I was like big every other year I would do a costume, and like 3 years ago I'm like, can you build me the tunic? Or I called it the dress. She'll laugh at it. I say, can you build me the dress? She's like, no, it's a tunic. I say, it's a dress, whatever. But you guys should check her out though. I'm telling you, and it's KETCHME at SHAW.ca. And then they get the Facebook. It's facebook.com/KETCHME23. I mean, I'm telling you, if you want a costume that's really nice and not like way expensive. I mean, she is so good, and she's I don't want to say the wrong bands. She's been doing stuff for I don't know if it's the Ace Frehley band or the drummer. Who is the drummer that played on the KISS Cruise that is now with Slash? I think, right?
Christopher Williams,
something like that. She's got pictures. She built him a thing, and he's playing in it now. And she's got pictures.
Brent Fitz.
Thank you, Brett. Yep, yeah. Brent Fitz. So, and I think she's done some other stuff for some other people. So I mean, she is really good. She got big. You might have seen her. You might have seen her on the KISS Cruise. She's always makes suits. She's always usually in the '80s things. Usually she's got the Asylum pants on. She's usually got the Asylum pants on. She's always dancing. And doing the karaoke stuff. Yeah, you might have seen her throughout the, Just a great lady. I mean, you guys should check her out. Seriously. There you go. Got shit I'm selling for you even. And I'm not making nothing. She's just cool stuff. So anyways, I figured I would do that for one of the photos with Ace just to get a kick out of it, just something totally different. Well, I was going to paint my whole face. And by whole magically, I don't know why, I got a sty in my eye on Monday or Tuesday. Late Monday night. I was itchy, and then by Tuesday morning, I'm like, "What is this?" So I had some kind of sty. I had a sty in my eye, this side, my left side. Thank you. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't wear makeup." Yeah, and I went to the doctors. They're like, "Yeah, you got sty," because I'm in by Wednesday. My eye was just about closed, and it wasn't coming out. It was just in. And they're like, "They're hard. I guess styes are hard to predict what they're gonna do." He could be like an ingrown eyelash, they say at times. It's weird. So, anyways, I had never had one. So when I went, they're like, and I'm like, "Well, I'm going away," and they're like, "You can't wear makeup," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't wear makeup. You got to be kidding me." I'm like, great, I'm going to go see Ace. I want to do this. So, anyways, the idea came up of, okay, let's do the hotter than hell, but let's do the car accident. So let's paint half the face and put the little scar there. The stitches or whatever, the scar there. So I did that for the photo. And it's funny. Some people caught on. Some people like, what is he doing? And I know some people already giving me PS. It's on the wrong side. I'm sorry, people. I got the sty on this side. You had
no choice over the matter. It's totally irrelevant which side it is on. When Ace injured himself, he only did one half of it. That's all that fucking matters. Jesus, people, relax.
It was funny. So I went in and got my photo, and Ace looked at me, and he kind of pointed, and I think he got the tunic idea. I think he realized what it was. It was pretty funny. So I had my picture taken. I walked out of the room, and Jill and Mike. You see Jill? She's usually actually she made the orange costume with the helmet, and she's been right. She was on the KISS cruise.
Yep.
So her and Mike, they live in Connecticut. They went to the expo. Well, she was dressed up, and she was only a couple of feet behind me. So she goes in, and they're like, "Hey, grab Andy back here, grab him." And I'm like, "I'll have to haul." They're like, "Andy, they want you back." I'm like, "Okay." I go back and I'm like, "What's up?" And they want another photo with you. I'm like, "Why?" I already got my photo. I'm not trying to make any problems. But they're like, no, they want to do something. So I go back in. They put me on one side, Ace is in the middle, her on the other side. They take the photo. So you got old Ace, middle, the real Ace, and you got the new Ace. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
You know what the funniest thing? And then as soon as she took the picture, I split because then she was her own picture, right? I guess Ace turned around to her and said something about, "Man, why is that guy only wearing one side of my makeup? Why is that doing that?" Or he said, "Why is that freaky guy only wearing one side of my makeup?" Something like that. She called and told me, "Andy, would he just believe what he just said to me?" I don't think Ace remembers from that day. I don't know if he was just joking or not or whatever. But he he said Merry Christmas, all that good, have a nice holiday. He's in good spirits. So that was pretty cool. So
why would Ace need to remember he lived it?
I know. It's just funny. It's funny. So another day goes by. You got the KISS tribute bands play again.
Now just go back a second. When did you? I just saw the picture today. Rich Cossack from who plays Paul Stanley in one of the tribute bands, Mr. Speed.
Mr. Speed, yeah.
You got a picture with him. I thought that was fantastic. Once I saw that photo, I was like, that is so cool. Even though it's obviously Paul 77 with Ace 74, whatever. He looks great. You look great.
We were standing there talking to each other. Everybody's talking and listening to the bands going on and talking and everything else. And we're just standing there talking to each other. I'm like, "Man, you look so good, compared to me." You look at his makeup job, you look at mine. Not that KISS was never that great in the early years. Anyways, it's sloppy. It was basically sloppy KISS, which is whatever. And I loved it that way. It doesn't matter. But I'm like looking at him going, "Oh my God, it just came out of a magazine." Like they did that spray stuff like they do. Ladies
every time I see him, when I saw him in Indy, he's impeccable. Every time he's made up in that guise, he is spot on. Absolutely fantastic.
It's crazy. I'm staring. I'm going, "Man, how the hell you do that?" I don't have the patience of like that either. I don't know how it gets all done like that. But I'm like, it's crazy.
So let me ask you about the half face. Was that more difficult than doing full face, or did it drive you nuts trying to do it? How did you approach trying to do that makeup? Because that's not an easy task to do regularly.
I cheated.
How?
There were ladies. They had to paint faces, so they painted the outside. I had to fill in the white. So I don't know if that was more of a pain in the ass. So somebody let me borrow Mark Simmons. Thank you, Mark Simmons. I still owe you. I keep telling him. He keeps laughing at me. Mark Simmons let me borrow his room upstairs so I could fill in the white. So I basically had to fill in the white, and then trying to like retouch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So the ladies did a great job, and I probably messed it up more with the little white trying to do it. But that's how I did it, because I couldn't just do it without. I had to have the white in there, or it definitely would have looked kind of weird, way weird. So, anyways,
that's brilliant.
that was fun. And then, of course, I had to get out of that stuff after a while because, my boots, my feet, and my knees can only take so much nowadays. That's the way it goes. So then after that, we saw the Ace Frehley band came on and played, and they did a killer set. And like the second song in, the guys turn around and they look, because they're playing, that way, and I'm like this a little bit on the side. When they said play it, and then they stopped after the song. They stopped. They all turned around and they looked me to the side, and Jeremy said, "That's the best beep in costume I've ever seen in my life." Point blank, he goes, and I just started laughing, and they just started going off into other songs, But they played a killer set, and no, I cannot remember the songs. But those guys are really good and really fun, really humble and down to earth, and I hope they keep it that way, and I think they will, So
of their set, you can find it on YouTube. I know Naked City was in there. I know I was in there, and that's all I remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whirlwind. It's like the cruise. It's a whirlwind, Little less running around, but because you're in kind of more of an area, but still, you sometimes, And, so they played, and then, like I said, that I forget. No, they were the last band. I think I'm sorry. I think they were it on Saturday. They were the last one, right?
Yeah, according to the schedule.
Yeah. So
they were the last band. The Ace Frehley bands plays covers without Ace.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it was really good. It was really, really good. And then after that, of course, more people hanging around. A lot of people went to go get food. That was a big. People were tired. People want to get food, but people still hanging around the bar, hanging out in good time. So, but we went back around midnight, and actually there was lights. We could actually see when we got back to the hotel. So they actually had lights on this time, and everything was working. No smell. So it was all good. So Sunday, same thing. Get up early in the morning. We got there for like 9 o'clock. Got back in line because now we have a second photo, and of course now I don't know if some people saw, I wore the blue hat. I wanted to blew myself out. I wore my blue solo shirt. I got another fancy shirt. I had my boots on, and just blue. I wanted all blue. So I stood in line. They were delayed now. I think they were supposed to be at 11, if I was right, but they didn't start until 12:30. So they were pushed back an hour and a half. And part of it was because Ace had to go inside and practice. So, and then he came back and he was all good mood and basically did the same thing. They had some people start coming around earlier than that, though. They came out. They asked you your name. You said your name. They went down the list and they said, "Oh, you got 2 or 1?" Because I bought mine and Dan's, at the same time for us. And they said, "How many people in your photo?" They gave me 1 like red ticket. They gave me a sticky. It said 1 on it, and so we go do that, and then we go in. We go in the room. They take the sticky, this and that. They had the block off thing, and the same thing. You go over there. There's Ace sitting down in the chair again. And Ace was sitting down, and both times he had different jackets on and stuff like that. I think it's the same background, but the 2 days he had different jackets on. So he had 2 different jackets on, and so I went in there. I had my photo taken in with Ace again with like the blue thing and one of my blue glasses, all that good stuff, my Aussie glasses, as people say, and stuff like that. And when I walked out, they gave you your record. Your record was, pre-signed, which is, but it's fine with me. They came out with and I like it too, because they put on the plastic. They put over a plastic. They put them in a plastic sheet, and they're all signed. This picture disc, and somebody says they're from, I don't know, overseas or something like that. Who made them?
I think that pressing was Lilith in Russia.
Thank you. There it is. There's the L. That's what I meant. Somebody said, yeah, yep. That's what they're from. So.
Still very cool. Doesn't matter.
Another collector's item.
Yep.
Another. It doesn't matter for me. And also, I left. We sold the first like 5, 6 of us started leaving, and all of a sudden Keith goes, I thought we'll go by. He goes, "Hey, Andy." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Come here." And I'm like, What's up? What's the matter? Because we was in another room because they were selling some Ace merchandise in another room. He goes, I forgot. I go, what? What'd you forget? Because that's all fastings we even forget. He goes, I owe you a pick. He goes, you don't need any other people. I'm like, this one, that one, this lady over here was here, my friend Dan, and this woman that's leaving, and this one. Now these people. He goes, oh my God, I got to catch them all. They gave out everybody Ace Miss pick.
Oh, that's awesome.
See, and it says Mary. Oh, this one, yeah, it says Mary Kiss Miss. It should have said Mary Ace Miss. They should talk to him about that. With the date on it, signature on it.
Nice.
Yep. So that was cool, and I'm like, and then next, everybody's hanging around, eating, drinking, having a good time, that kind of stuff, socializing with old friends, new friends, that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. And then next thing you know, here comes the big tally. What we all been waiting for this whole adventure. We knew the numbers were bad, so like you said, we asked questions during the day. So basically, they had shut off. They had gave all the stars, the special guests. They basically took them out of that room during that Sunday morning. They spread them around, like out in the hallways and stuff. They moved, all of them out in the hallway, down more in the corner. They locked the door, shut everything down, so they could do everything with Ace. Do the stage stuff, practice, whatever they had to do. Had the door shut, and then basically we knew we had to go over to the middle doors, stand there, and wait. So they come out, and Phil, which Phil, if anybody knows Phil, he does a lot of work for the expos in New Jersey all these years, in New York and stuff. And he's got a tough job. He's basically he just runs with his head cut off and does all this crazy stuff. Trying to keep everybody in check. Try to keep up with everybody and date and everything else of what's going on. And then basically they opened the door. There's a poor girl. I mean, I think they needed like 2 or 3 people with the list. This is where it got a little bit ugly, because you had people like myself that had the platinum. And then you had people that had bought just for Sunday, which is VIP too, so they could get in. But it was supposed to be done by, like I said, by your, when you bought it. So even if I bought the Ultimate Platinum, somebody could beat me buying the VIP just for Sunday alone. And and they were supposed to go by that or whatever, but everything got messed up. But they did the best they could. And,
Right.
I'm not blaming them. It just happens. But so basically they started, here's your list. What's your name? Oh, and they let one in at a time. If they could find you, and they're like, okay, you can go in, because it'd be hard to and they're trying to talk, and then they're like, oh, they opened another door, and I'm like, I think you guys should get another person, because there was this one girl is like, she looked white as a ghost, because these people started getting a little crunchy, and then they tried, can everybody just get in one line? So we started people getting in one line, which was cool. Everybody started to actually people listened, yay, So the next they started letting people in, and they had chairs. I don't know how many chairs they had. They must have had at least 100. I think they had 10 or 12 in a row, and I think there were about 10 rows or something like that. So when you got in, you could pick your spot, and then we were there for like an hour early. Well, not more than an hour, because everything got pushed back. So we were there actually a little bit longer, and basically they had brought out like little cakes and little stuff that we could eat. The the VIPs and stuff, and then they had put up a rope, like one of those rope areas behind the chairs, and they were going to let the general admission in. Oh, geez. I feel bad for those people. Oh, my God. Because according to, Peter at the end of the show said it sold out, and they said there's like 2,200 people. And you figure there's probably 100 or 100 something up front. So all the rest were general admission just standing in the back. I mean, it must, and it was a pretty big hall. So... But it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
From the angle of the one video that's really been of the whole show that's up on YouTube now, was shot from general admission. It didn't look like it was torturous. It looked like they had enough elbow space in the cattle class.
It was probably pretty tight though at that time. But
yeah, it didn't look overly tight. It didn't look like it was horrible for the 40 minutes or so that Ace actually performed.
Yeah. Now when he explained this on the people that didn't go, number one, there was a space between the chairs and the stage, and they had the rope things they had. They wouldn't let anybody Like you could stand up, but you couldn't go too far because the fire department, fire marshals were wicked strict on them. I mean, I've seen stuff like this before, but this was like they were walking back and forth. They wanted to keep everybody out of that front thing. So at first we all thought we had to sit down. We thought they were going to make us sit, and I'm like, come on, man, you at least let us stand up. But they found out that we could actually stand up. There was no problem, just as long as nobody just like went forward, because they need to keep that thing forward. If anybody went forward, they probably would have shut the lights on, turn the lights on and said, done, stop. So they made the announcements. Phil came on stage, no smoking, no vaping, and absolutely, and even said on the outside of the doors, they didn't, no videotaping. They begged us and pleaded with everybody, no videotaping. And if they caught you, they're going to tell you to shut it off. If you kept it up, they're going to throw you out. So they just said, please, because what it is that Ace wants to do this again in a theater, like he had said, with 8 or 9 cameras with everything, and do it right. Not to saying that this wasn't great to do it, but he wants to do it in a theater where, you get every chair's a tilted, you get to get the light right. This was in a, in a hotel. Even Craig Gass says, he goes, taking him 40 years to, the 1978 solo album, and it's in a room that probably more cocaine's done than any place since this. You know what I mean? It's done in the, he's making jokes when when he's up there talking too. Before Ace came on. So before Ace came on, the Ace Frehley band came on, and they played 3 or 4 songs. Basically, it's like a testing run. I probably see how it sounds. And a lot of us were just like sitting there. We could stay up on the and then we sat back down because at first we didn't know what was going to go on. We didn't know if they're going to get fire marshals and everybody else get pissed off. So they said, I guess it was all right, but we were playing calm. I mean, a lot of people are tired all day too. Couldn't stand it. So, anyways, at that point, Frehley band, that's all it was. They were there. Phil comes back out. They come back out and they say, the one and only Mr. Ace Frehley walks on stage, and here we go. And we go from there. It's just like, really? It's not like this big stage. You don't have to get crammed against the wall. He's standing up. Everybody's cheering for him. And then he just says, hey, I'm going to let the music do more of the talking.
See, now I'm with you because I was watching the live stream from this point. So, I was there
Ace,
too.
Yeah, basically Ace just said, hey, I'm not going to talk as much. We're going to get this going. Because I think they were already late because they're late, so everything gets pushed back. So I think they just had to get going too. They couldn't so he turns around and says, let's go. So what do they do? Of course. Here we go. Rip it out.
Rip it out.
And I'm telling you, well, we know Ace has done that through the years, so it's not like a song that he doesn't know or hasn't played before.
No.
And then, anyways, they go into Rip It Out, and then he basically stops, and then, of course, everybody's like, now, because it's a song we've never, ever heard before, right? It's Speeding Back to My Baby.
Well, he's done part of it as part of a medley
throughout
the years, but he's never. I don't think he's ever done the full thing. But just go back to Rip It Out. The thing that strikes me immediately is something that Ace comments on later during the show. And I've seen the band 3 times this year before the lineup change. And now that he's got, I think it's Phil on bass, Jeremy and Ryan on guitar. The extra guitar, it is thick. There is so many layers to the sound of the band that anyone who's seen Ace over the past probably 7 years, Richie and then before Richie, and even going back to the 90s, in the traditional configuration.
He says that later on.
Yeah,
he says that later on.
But
he's stuck with the KISS formula of only having 4 guys in the band.
But it's immediately apparent from the first notes of Rip It Out that the band sounds different than how these songs have sounded, even though he's done Rip It Out, 1,000 times over the years. It's a different beast with that band backing him and having the extra guitar, somewhat covering him, but also just fattening out that sound. I mean, it's fantastic.
I'm going to tell you this about covering Ace and people telling Ace has been sloppy. Especially the people saying that on a cruise, but we enjoyed it anyways. Because of the Save Your Love, Dark Like, I didn't even care. Sloppy or not, and miss some words, whatever. Who cares? So doesn't KISS does that too. Gene and Paul have done that through their careers and stuff, whatever. But anyways, I mean, he was so spot on. I mean, they must have. I mean, Ace says I don't need to practice. I'm telling you, they must have said, you know what, Ace, let's do this. You gotta. we're going to push you.
You do need to practice.
You do need to practice. You need to do this. Maybe they showed him stuff. Maybe they showed him stuff that, look, I don't know. But or
maybe it was, Ace, we need to practice. Can you show us how to do it? Play him.
Yeah, either way, maybe. I don't know. So anyways, we go on to song 2, Speeding Back to My Baby. And basically he says, well, this was meant, this is for my wife, Jeanette. My wife, Jeanette. So this is that, and that's about what he said. And he started playing it. And everybody, these are the songs now, because you don't hear them. They look at each other and go, do you want to cry? Do you want to faint? Do you just want to run up and hug them? I mean, you just that whole kind of crazy thing,
You sure as shit aren't sitting in that seat that you paid for.
That's for sure. So, and then of course now we go to number 3, Snowblind, which we've heard.
But wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Take a step back.
Okay.
He knocked Speeding Out of the park, didn't he?
Oh, jeez, man.
He ripped it out. He totally fucking nailed it, I thought.
I mean, it's just, you know what it was? It's one of those things you want to jump up and down and actually go lose. I did. He did. Might be some videos of me, like, I had this hat on and it kind of flipped off a couple times, and I finally put it down. I'm like, yeah. And then I kind of stopped, and I just wanted, I don't want to say just wanted to watch, but I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, I so much watching him, like watching him play these songs that I've never seen him play before, which was just, absolutely amazing. That I'm telling you, they got him to practice. That's all I can say. They got him to go. And when he's on. And he's concentrating. He's just not sitting there going, he really had his head like really down, and he's like, he's really into it, standing there. And he had his glasses, and once in a while we could see him, because when you're like, he'd look over the glasses and look at Jeremy and kind of give that little smirk smile, like, this is good. You know what I mean? And that was cool. You can see these little things from him that, he's in such a good place right now. That's what I think what it is, such a good place.
And I hope so. I totally hope so.
Oh yeah, and then we got the next one, which he's played a bunch of times through the years, Snowblind. But I never get sick of this song. This is, of course, Ace is about drugs, and we all know that. Blah blah blah. He says the thing, and he goes, if Eric Clapton could do a song about drugs, so couldn't I. And basically, that's how I guess he wrote. So, anyways, he Snowblind is Snowblind. He loved it. I love this solo. I can't, and that song's made for him. The way it's sang, it's not a fast song. It's slower. I think that's the kind of Ace songs that why he needs to sing those slower songs, because have to sing as many words. Do you seem to catch that, notice that when you do the rest of the set list?
Yeah, structurally, Snowblind is a great song because he can play and focus on his playing, and just it's easy to sing while playing, and then cut into his solo work, into the solo. And they're just, it's really segregated or segmented. And
then they really slow it down at the end. It's just the way it works.
Such a great riff. I love it.
So crazy. And then, of course, now we go to Ozone, which, is another song that nobody's heard in its entirety. And everybody's wondering. And then Ace goes, well, I don't really want to sing this. I'm going to let Jeremy sing this about drugs. Well, he just did Snowblind, so it's like a double-edged sword. I think, it's great to see him sing, and you want to see him sing because that's his song, and we've never heard him sing it. But I think he wanted to concentrate on playing guitar so much on it. And I think they have something with the band. The band guys can sing. So I think it's like a... I think that's part of the deal too. Might be part of the deal they have.
And that's probably something that they're going to be talking about as, if they do plan on doing a theater show or two to film this, that they need to figure out. Because, yes, he's got all these other guys who can take some of the load singing. He may not have an affinity for that song. Yeah, people have been saying, well, he just did a song, Snowblind, and he sings Cold Gin all the time. Well, this song may have some specific meaning to Ace that we don't understand, which may be why he doesn't. He may just want a little break after 3 songs and, want to include one of the guys who's got, great vocals and just focus again on the playing. Maybe it's a little bit more work on the fretboard for him to focus on. So, you know what? He's Ace Frehley.
They killed it, though. I'm like, just awesome. I know there was more people video behind the scenes kind of things. This behind the scenes people were videotaping. I know they were. You can see them on the side, see them down below, but they were stopping, try to catch people that were in the area, especially in the chairs. They were catching them too. They were, because they were catching them.
So I'm not even going to edit that out.
That's funny.
You know what? The most egregious filmers, those people who are up close, maybe with high def, they were getting. But people on iPhones with I don't know if you've seen the video that is up online. It's pixelated. It's not great. In this day and age, you can't have everyone check their phones. It's simply not realistic. But if you can keep that first 10 rows with the people with the great cameras from being able to film it, then it's still going to be special when they go in with 9 or 10 cameras or whatever they do in a theater situation.
The thing is, though, hopefully they do it. That's why I think people worry about this. Are they, just because you say you're going to do it doesn't mean you're actually going to do it.
Yeah, but then you have to say that the positive side to everyone having a phone is you get to hear the response of people like me who weren't there saying, "Holy shit, he was fucking awesome. This is great. I can't wait for them to do a proper professional quality recording and video." So double-edged sword.
It was a holy shit moment for anyways, him just even to say I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Period.
There's positive and negative on both sides. Let's go with the positive for the few people who did get video and just, let them have the control over the first 10 rows. And, now they know that perhaps maybe it's worthwhile doing.
Yeah. And I didn't even pull up my phone to take regular pictures because you could take regular pictures. So I didn't bother. I just want to enjoy the whole thing. This is just money. I just want to enjoy the moment. And, for some strange reason, I know what happened. They had technical issues during Ozone. As soon as Ace went into the Ozone solo, the monitor went out point blank, and he's playing it. We could hear it. I don't know how far back they could hear it, but we could see him. He's into it, and he's playing. I don't think the rest of the guys knew it, but the guys were scrambling over here.
His monitors were obviously still working because he kept playing. If he lost his monitors, he wouldn't be able to hear.
All right, there was something going on with the sound went.
Because you couldn't hear fuck all on the recording, but again, you could see that he was still going like he's hearing the same levels no matter what. So he lost his stack.
On that side, on my left, there was something. It all went out.
Yep.
Somehow, and we could still hear him, but it was like really really soft. But I don't know how many people could hear it more in the back. I think it just lost. So the guys are scrambling over here. Then they were scrambling on the side, and basically I turn around and basically somebody said, like after the song, stop, turn the lights on, get this fixed or something. But I don't know. And Ace kept going, like, turn it up, turn around. It's like, turn it up.
No, he's always doing that. You guys could probably hear his monitor. Yeah,
probably. Probably
you're probably close enough for that because everywhere else it was just complete like mud. You could kind of hear a little bit, but you could hear people shouting, "Turn it up, can't hear."
And I'm telling you though, he killed it though. He was like spot on, So it was just good, but like I said, the monitor, the stuff went out, and that's what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, they just plowed through it, I guess, and then
not his fault.
Not his fault at all. So if anybody's thinking, well, Ace just like blew this and he didn't do this, he didn't do that, wrong. He did. He killed it. He was so much on target. It was so good. It was so crazy good. And not just because of the Ace fan and songs you didn't heard. I mean, he was really, really good. And then, of course, a lot of people, even though we haven't heard a lot of these songs, but a lot of people wanted the next one is What's on Your Mind. Everybody seemed to be like a big a big song. Beside, I don't know what it is. A lot of people really, really want to see how that was going to turn out, and it was a kill. I mean, it just killed it. I loved it. It's just crazy, man. It's just one of those things. You just stand there and you're just in like Kim said it. Kim says her whole life. She says, my dream would be to see each one of the guys do their full solo albums in their entirety from top to bottom. And here's one out of 4 so far. Can never say never. I know it's probably not going to really happen, but, and she's mad. She's all upset. She missed it, that one thing.
You can say never. I mean, at least Peter did his cat club, his cutting room club where he did quite a few songs off his. That's as close as we'll get to that. Paul, no chance. Gene, Gene's impossible still, maybe.
So then they turn around and they said, hey, isn't this where we flip the record?
Yeah, I enjoyed again with watching the stream. I feel like I was there kind of without the maybe the quality audio that you had, but the way they did that, in the old days, this is
Is this where you flip the record? And of course, the New York Groove, which we even like Ace says, how many times have I played this song? 100,000 dimes and yada yada. So it is what it is. New York Groove is New York Groove. But then we got I'm in Need of Your Love. Oh.
This is the one I was waiting for, and this is the one I hope someone in one of those top 10 rows actually got high def video of. This is my favorite. This is quite probably these days. This is one of my favorite songs off the album. When this one came on, I already had my guitar on. I had the wrong one because it was in the wrong tuning, and I was massively scrambling to get my right guitar, switch guitars, because I wanted to play along with Ace on this. It is right now. It's my most. I love this song.
My friend Dan, who's a fan. He likes Kiss, but he's more of the. I'm going to say what some people say, diehards and casual. He's more like casual, but he loves going to all these things and he loves meeting all the people. But he's more of a casual fan, so he doesn't know like the deep songs. And I said on to him on the way down, I said, "Man, you want to want to listen to Ace Frehley solo album, the one we're gonna listen." He said, "Okay, throw it in." He's like, "Oh yeah, I know some of them, because we've been to shows, like Rip It Out and this and that." And then I put it, "I'm in Need Your Love." He's like, "Holy crap!" He goes, "How are they gonna do that noise?" He goes, I just can't see how this is going to be.
Three guitarists, and all you need is one playing with delay.
He's like, and he goes, I don't know how they're going to do this. And you see him; he is the guy. He's got a lot of photo shows. I mean, he's in the second row, but the first seat right there. So and he's got the camera. He takes amazing pictures. Amazing pictures. So I can't wait to get all his pictures. I let him do all the photos now. I'm just like, dude, you do all the photos now at this point. I just wanted to enjoy it, but he was like. He couldn't believe it. He's like, Jeremy was off the hook. So you're trying to watch him and Ace, and like, oh my God, listen to this. And then the solo, I mean, oh my God. I mean, what do you say? I mean, and nobody can say he was sloppy. Bullshit.
No,
absolutely
perfect.
Not.
That band knocked it out. This song was everything I hoped it was going to be in its performance, and that is just judging it off a shitty YouTube quality recording. They totally nailed it. There was nothing I was picking up there while listening to it other than I just played bum note copying, playing along.
And the rest of the guys, they're playing and they're smiling.
Yes.
They're kind of, and they're looking at Ace. So they're playing and smiling, but they're looking at Ace like not just maybe, I don't know, whatever, hits that note or whatever it is. They're like they're enjoying the same thing that we are.
That's the thing with those.
And they're laughing
with
and smiling about it. They're like,
their passion, passion for the music that they're playing, their love of the catalog. You watch their faces when, I mean, it's like Great Expectations. You watch them playing the notes and you see what their hands can. I mean, you just watch those guys in, the Gene Simmons band. They love what they're doing. They invest. Yeah, they invest respect into what they're doing, and then you just imagine them looking over to Ace, who's just in the zone. He's just nailing it. He's focused on what he's supposed to be doing, and he is doing fantastically. Coming out of this, even before we talk about the last two songs, Ace impressed me. I was just so proud. Again, going back to Peter's thing in Cutting Room, I was so proud of Peter. This weekend, watching Ace over a crappy YouTube video stream, I was just proud of him. How he was doing after the cruise and the criticism.
He's catching a cold.
He's always got a cold.
And Jeremy had the flu. He's over there baking because he's like, I got the cold and the thing coming, and he's like, Jeremy's got the flu. Jeremy's like all red. He's like, I'm okay. But he did. He said, I guess he was pretty sick. So I mean, they. That's why this mother. I mean, I'm telling you, if you weren't there. I always say if you weren't there, people say stuff. I'm telling you, Ace nailed it. The whole bunch of them nailed it through all the way. Yes, some of the sound went out. What are you going to do? Ace didn't sing all the songs. But like I said, he must have had a deal, And then, of course, we got Wiped Out, and they let the drummer sing Wiped Out.
Ace did the intro cackle, didn't he, to that?
Yes, he did. He said, Ace turned around. He basically Ace says, "Hey, are we doing the drums to this?" And then he what's it? And then wiped out. I'm like, oh no, here we go. I mean, crazy, dude. This is the stuff you've been waiting for your whole life or whatever to hear this since you've heard this album, and then here he is actually doing like 40 years later doing these songs, which we never thought at some point this would.
Let me correct you. You just said 40 years later. Let me just say this: 40 years late.
40 years late. Okay, that's better.
But
really on something.
Better late than never, eh?
Oh, better late. And then the drummer was killing it. I mean, they were. Oh my God! It's just too bad that you couldn't really hear him at all. None of us really could. Everybody was singing songs in our own head and just going along with it. But the sound,
the sound was out of the building by this point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was gone. You could barely hear anything. Ace's lead was gone on this. You couldn't hear that. You could hear the drums. You could hear Matt singing. I think he did the vocals on this one.
Drummer.
Yeah, Matt Starr, and that was it. Ace, was just basically a pixelated blur on the screen for me.
Yeah. And then he just killed it. It was crazy. I mean, just nuts, man. I don't know what to say.
Well, it just lead us into the last song of the set, Fractured Mirror.
And then we went from having a super high to just going into the mirror. And I'm telling you, they brought out the 5 chairs. They put the chairs, and then they were just standing there. And then they basically said, "Hey, Ace, man, we can sit down in this one." So the guy starts sitting down, and Ace says, "Okay." So Ace sits down. So all of us that were standing up now at this point said, "You know what? Screw this." Everybody said, "Sat down." Everybody sat down in those chairs, basically. I mean, there might have been some people on the side, whatever, but most of us sat down to just take in the masterpiece as we know it as Fractured Mirror. I mean, good Lord.
Now, how much of his lead did you actually hear? Because on the stream, I couldn't hear squat. It was all bed track, basically.
Oh, see, See, we could hear it. We were, maybe just because we were up that close enough. That's stupid. Like I said, I don't know what I can hear in the background. So, yeah, that's a bummer. People couldn't hear it if the sound was way off. But yeah, I mean, they all of them killed it, man. I just. After that, basically, I got up, bowed. I got down on one knee, started bowing. I don't know if anybody get that. I mean, jeez.
Actually, it's only during Fractured Mirror that I have any criticism, and it's not of the performance because, again, I could not hear enough of it, and I wasn't there. But I did feel if they do this on a professional DVD, they got to have a mirror ball for Fractured Mirror. The disco, just like you would during a KISS show at that stage.
Just bring out a mirror.
That is your Fractured Mirror.
Yeah.
The mirror.
Well, come on, it's more than just that. Come on now.
Yeah, I know that. But...
Throw some white on a real mirror. Baby powder on the mirror, if you know what I mean. Just kind of, But anyways, and stuff like that. It was just, at that point, you just sit there and just take it in. Like I'm saying, I really hope they do a live stream video and everything else and stuff like that. It was just killer. But, and basically, they got up, they bowed, said thank you, and basically walked. People saying, "Oh, how come they didn't play extra songs?" Blah blah blah. They could have. I can't hear you again. You must have me on mute.
That's okay. I was talking to my wife.
All right. Oh yeah, maybe I should have done that when I was talking to Kim. Anyways, after the show, of course, I was going like a nutcase most of the time. Ace really had picks. And Jeremy threw me one and goes, "Hey," and he looked right at me, ding, thank you. And it looked like this. It's like Ace on the front.
There's the one.
And it just says Ace Frehley on the back.
Yep. That's one of the current kind of torrent ones.
Yep. And so that's those ones they end up throwing out near the end, and the X-Mount, and they walked off. But people saying, "Oh, how come you played more songs? He could have played like Shock Me, Rock Rock." I think they were running late because you could see the fire people, and the people were like, "How many songs you got left? What's going on?"
You could also see the set list, which was only the album, so there was never anything further than that planned.
They could have if they really want to, because I would imagine the guys know the songs, and Ace knows the regular thing. But you could, even if they didn't, you could see the fire guy or the guy walking back and forth,
and a fucked up PA.
and going like, when is this end? And I saw them like, it's one left, two left, one left, stuff like that. So, but anyways, we did forget something early on. Ace went around on
I didn't
Friday.
forget. I didn't forget anything. You did.
I did. Sorry. Ace, was it Friday? It had to be Friday. Yeah, Friday. Ace went around to all the guests in the room. He basically said hi to everybody and took pictures with them. I mean, how cool is that? And then he went around and must have been talking to them about, get together. Let's do a jam. Did you see the jams?
No.
Must be bootleg. It's got to be people videotaping. Lita Ford jumped up.
Yeah. I saw Lita. They did Wild Thing, didn't they?
Wild Thing. They switched off. Jean Boyer come up there, and then they played Looking for Some Touch. Whatever we call that song. It's easy. Looking for, I don't know, not the top. Jeez, I can't even. Looking for Some Touch there, whatever it is. I don't know. I forget the name of the damn song. I'm terrible. I'm a Kiss fan. I'm sorry. Like that. And they jammed and they switched guys out. And it was pretty cool. And Ace just lays down hard, concentrating, but so that was pretty cool. So, and then basically that ended. Then the Kiss Tribute Band came back on, played to about 7:30 or 5:30, 6 o'clock or something like that. Again, played another set. They're really good, So it was Kiss Nation from the area, really good. And basically the deals were packing up at that point. And, so it ended about, 6 o'clock. So for a Sunday, ending at 6 o'clock is good for a lot of people. Either one's going home, because they got to work tomorrow, or they get flights, or they just want to go get something to eat and all that good stuff. So I loved it. It is what it is. There were some things that go wrong, some things that go right. End up working.
What do you mean? It is what it is. It's organic. I mean, shit happens. I mean, you just said Keith's running around, Phil's running around, Peter's running around.
Oh, all those guys are hard work, and I know they do.
The promoter and organizers are doing everything they can to make things as smooth as possible.
Pete Rockhead,
and
Phil,
these are the professionals.
And Sony, and there's a bunch of other people that help them out in the background.
Yeah, they've got a large crew of professionals.
And they also said that on stage that they were going to do it again around this time next year again. So they're going to be quoting them. There's going to be next year around this time. There'll be another, basically, Christmas.
I could do it next year.
So now you get your warning, I guess. So there it is. So if it's in the same week or whatever, probably if they're going to do it, then they'll do it. So that was, we'll go with that. And did you must see the video with the kid? There's a little kid that got up on stage.
No, I have not seen that. Tell me.
Oh, you didn't? The Ace Frehley Band played, I think it was Friday. I get it mixed up because I know they were on a bunch of times. Some a kid got up, is like, I think he was about 12, and he did Detroit Rock City with them. Oh my God. I mean, you see kids up there. I've seen kids up there. People that are kids. This kid cranks it. And basically they said this is the best kid they've ever seen play on the drums for that age. That kid cranked it. So if you see the video, it's got to be out there. I know everybody filmed everything.
Yeah,
that guy's
they will be. We're Monday here.
That guy's father was standing there in the front, videotaping, going like this, and that guy was losing his mind. I was watching that guy more than anything. He was out of his tree. You want to see a father that was basically going out of his tree mentally because he was so wicked excited to see him like crank it. That kid, he had long blonde hair too. It was funny. Long blonde hair, and he's doing all the moves, and I mean that kid cranked it. It was awesome, And I'm not usually a big kid thing, because you get to see the kids and okay, one song go. But this kid really cranked it. You can see if this kid keeps up with it, the kid's gonna go somewhere, So
that's really cool. So I want to put you on the spot, and I want to say, what is your high point from the weekend? Is it the people? Is it your autograph and photo sessions, or is it just the 78 Live?
The first time, I've been to a lot of expos. I've been to a lot of stuff. I love meeting the friends and stuff like that. It's definitely the show. Come on. I've never heard those songs before in my life. And, it's something you want to hear. Kiss, get it,
Kiss ain't going to do it.
No, but I mean, like on a cruise. I hope they see this kind of stuff and say, "Oh man, we want Ace back. Maybe Ace can come back on a cruise next
Yeah,
year.
Ace,
Do this."
do the 78 show on the cruise.
78 on the cruise, and then
Holy shit!
ask them a couple extras on the end, from your new album and some of me,
And
rock
next
a
year's
lot.
album, maybe Origins Volume 2. Who the hell knows?
No, no, no. Please stick to 78 and do your own stuff. Enough of copying somebody else's like that. I know New York Cruise a copy, but it's a different kind of copy. No, stick 78 and some older songs that he did, stuff
So
like that.
no
Another
2000 Man either.
no,
No Into the Night. No Do
yeah,
Ya.
yeah. If he does, no, not Do Ya, not Do Ya. No, no, no. I didn't. I wasn't crazy about Do Ya anyways in the first place. Other stuff, yeah, I would love to hear stuff off of Trouble Walking. I love that album. People are like, Second Side, of course. I love him too.
Not without Richie. No way.
Yeah.
Don't touch Trouble
I know,
Walking
I
without
know,
Richie.
I know.
But
I like
you know,
Richie too. So
get Anton on the cruise. No
yeah,
disrespect to Matt or to Chris
we'll see.
Williams
We'll see
or
what happens. So you never
know
know. But
do the whole
that's
Comet album.
that's a different story. Oh, they did ask Ace the one question he definitely heard: will there ever be a Frehley's Comet reunion? And he said, in big things, no. So there's your answer. There will be no Frehley's Comet reunion.
Good.
That's what he said. So
I don't have a problem with that. The
just
the little reunions here and there where they get up and do a couple of songs, but not a full fledged. There's no money in that. Forget it. It's pointless.
yeah. It was great seeing a lot of friends, old and new. Even the dealer people, or say not all of them dealers, they're friend people that do things, and there are always dealers and stuff, the regular ones. It's always great catching up. It's like a little mini getaway vacation, just party fast, and it just it goes so fast. Like some people say, like on a cruise, you have one day of nothing, so people just hang out and talk to each other and stuff like that. And also, I gotta say thanks to a lot of people that came up to me and said thanks for the gathering this year. Joe wasn't there. Joe didn't happen to go. So I mean, they were thanking both I and Joe, but there were so many people that just came up to me and said, "Andy, that was off the hook. We know it was crowded. You guys did the best you could do, but we loved it. Thank you. And I can't believe you're retired. You're lying to us." So, and I'm like, well, on that note, so now I can tell you, I am not doing a party, as in no bands. I am not doing band stuff like that. Joe said he was going to continue on, and I said, fine. I am not going to, like I said, not do bands, but as everybody knows, I set up the hotel for everybody, the Holiday Inn and stuff like that. And I've done it again, so everybody can get their rooms now. If you need a room for next year, basically it's a reserve, so you don't have to pay for it. It's like what they put, Holiday Inn, Kiss Cruise 9, Holiday Inn, hotel and rides. Basically, the rides mean yes, I have set up the rides for the $5 again. They pull right up, you get it in, go right to the port again. Same thing as last year.
Which was brilliant. As someone who can now talk about that and understands what it actually means, is you roll out, you roll on, you roll off, you go to the boat.
Yep.
$5 and a tip. And it's brilliant.
Yeah, and also, I don't say I asked permission from Kim. She's a Kiss fan too, and she knows I can't stop to a certain point. But I always kind of want to do this, and the whole Holiday Inn is going to help us out or help me out and do this because it's not that hard. Basically, they're going to set up the 8-foot tables, like in that area that like Andy DJ Noise is playing. In that area, we have tables
in
there.
the foyer,
in the foyer area, and in the conference room. And basically, we're going to have people who want to buy, sell, trade, or swap things. And that's how we're going to roll with it. You don't have to buy a table from me. You don't have to buy a table from anybody else. We're going to try to make this very cool and just everybody be mellow. They're 8-foot tables, and hopefully, if we get a huge amount of people, each people take like a half a foot of table. So people are going to, take 4 feet. You get 4 feet. And people trade swap. We'll get some music playing in the bar area, so it's not blasting everybody. You know what I mean? Not that it wasn't bad, but it just so people can talk. Because I got a lot of that conversations too from people. People seem to like the old days where, It's some of them, not all. I mean, some like to just like talk like we're talking, without the music coming at them. They can't hear, so they start moving out of the area to be able to talk. So we'll have some music pump through like they did this year. We ain't in the bar. Well, maybe they have a couple TVs. They told me this, so we'll maybe plug in some iPods, could play some Kiss music, or they have the TVs. Maybe I can get them to do some videos and stuff.
Videos.
Yeah. They also will have the food again, so we'll make another menu. Maybe we'll make another special menu. We'll have Kiss things on them and stuff like that. I've already talked to them about making a special cup. So I'm just going to wait to see what's going to happen before I can make like the special cup, and they'll agree with them. They'll buy the cups. They'll sell them at whatever their prices they want. I have nothing to do with the prices, so don't kill me. So it's going to try to do it that way. How's that sound? And we're going to do it. I know it's going to be the night before the cruise. It's going to be from like 3 to 9 or 3 to 10, depending how people want to do it. Like I said, it's free. And it's not going to be a competition. So if Joe does his his party,
yours will be done well in advance of Joe's, so you can do both.
Yeah. Even if mine's not 100% done, or people are not done trading and swapping, those people probably didn't want to go there at the party, or vice versa. Maybe people don't want to swap and trade a thing, and they just want to go to see bands. So It's not going to be a thing.
So you won't be stepping on each other's toes. It'll be
we already know that. Yeah, so we already know that. And besides, like I said, this one's free. If there's no competition between Joe and I, it's not going to be like that. And we're just going to have some fun. You know what I mean? That's all it's going to be about. So we'll see what happens. I said I don't know what's going on with Joe right now. How he's going to, if he said he was looking for a bigger place and stuff like that. But we'll see. I don't know how that's going to work out. I wish him luck with it. I just don't want to do it right now. I'm getting married, 2 weeks before the cruise as it is. So I got enough stuff going on, and we're getting there. We got to pay bills and all that stuff. But I just, it's a lot. Like I said, when we do these parties and stuff, man, it takes over a year to get ready. Yep. It's not like a thing you can set up in 5 minutes. It's a lot to set up. We try to please everybody. You can't please everybody. And I started to learn that a year or two ago. Do the best you can. It is what it is. But I said, so if anybody out there sees, now Joe has put up a link. He doesn't have a place yet, but I don't know. But it's Kiss Cruise 9 something.
KK9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Getting ready.
I will punch in the link into. He doesn't
have but he doesn't have a spot yet, but he's put up a group thing or an event page.
Yeah, and he's got a Facebook thing, a presence at least. So that's the start.
Yeah, and I have a thing for the Holiday Inn. So my thing, I'm going back to the old days. I'm calling it "Living in Sin Lives Again." That's what we're gonna just make it nice and easy. You can see it. You can see I have an event page, or you can see it through if you want to buy a room for the hotels and stuff. So we're just gonna have a good time. That's all I'm gonna say, and very less stress. That's all I'm gonna say. Just a lot of less stress on everything. I mean, how's that?
Yeah. And how's that? I say this. Yeah. You say that now.
Yeah, I say
that now.
Yeah, I know. I always like to kill myself, I don't know what it is, but see, now I'm just going to do one other thing, and then I know if you want to go, you can go. I know I could talk forever, all this stuff. I want to give a shout out, and everybody who's seen it, I guess it happened either Friday or Saturday. Kiss fan named Jim Irwin. If you don't know who Jim Irwin is a big Kiss fan. He's been on the Kiss cruises a lot. He's a fan. If you saw him in Indy, he was showing off some of his, axes and guitars and stuff. They had a guitar showing. He was like diagonal from him. Jim was hit by a truck walking across the street. So he's in pretty rough shape. I haven't seen the last thing on it. So everybody keep him in their thoughts, or however you think of what you do. But keep Jim Irwin, a Kiss fan. He's a nice guy, in your thoughts and prayers and everything else, because that's pretty scary. And this is what it comes down to. This, when you think about it, right? I say stop doing something, and then I heard something like that. I think it was either Friday or Saturday. I was standing in line when somebody showed me, "Oh my God, did you see that Jim Irwin just got hit by a truck and he's in a coma or something, or they put him in a induced coma," and I'm like, or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I said, and people tell me, "Well, why you just keep doing these parties sometimes and torture yourself?" Well, you know what? I can walk out my door and get hit. This stuff is not going to last forever. So I mean, I got to do this when I can do this, because someday I won't be able to do this, and I love doing this stuff. So again.
It's a reminder, Jim Irwin's a great guy, and you saw the post come up about what happened to him on Facebook for those of us, I guess, who know him. and I don't know him that well, but he is on my Facebook. It could happen to anyone tomorrow.
Anyone, anytime, anything could happen, and then things can change. Your life can change. It's just like a snap. So if you can do things, do it.
It's to remember that when you go to see Ace do his 7-8 solo album, don't worry about the PA cutting out or the little blips or a wrong note or Gene Simmons singing a wrong lyric in Domino on the Cruise or Ace. Enjoy every moment for what it may be, because you never know when your last moment may be. But, I'd like to echo, what you said about Jim, for people, your thoughts and prayers for him during his period of recovery, I'm sure will be very much appreciated by him and his family. So, I echo those sentiments completely, and hope that he gets well and that he is in, I hope he's out of the hospital in time for the holidays with his family. And if not, as soon as possible, because, that's the best place for him to get better the fastest.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, snap of fingers, anything can happen. So, I mean, we're guilty of it too. We piss and moan and things and stuff, and then I turn around and look at it and go, man. Then you see something you're like, why am I moaning and groaning?
And again, I don't ever take it as being pissing and moaning. I take it as exuberant excitement and investment in what we're talking about. We get animated, we get loud, I
don't get animated or loud, never.
No, I've got your volume turned down. You're not animated at all today.
I see everything on YouTube. Andy, turn that guy down. I can't stand his voice. I can't turn him down. Hey, people, my voice travels. It's in the room. Hopefully this one's better this week with this thing now working.
and that's the thing to remember. But you know what? When it comes to Kiss Cruise 9, I think if it is feasible, I would love to be there. I'm going to have a roommate. I can't afford to do it myself. But I also think, living in Sin Again at the Holiday Inn, I think there might be an exclusive publication for that, an expanded edition.
I told you. And people, get on his case right now. Because
the pre-orders.
The Danger Zone book and stuff, I had been on him for, months? Had been on you for months.
Hey,
come and sell stuff, and you're like, I don't know, and I'm like, come on, you got to. And then what happens? And then it worked. I know it worked out, but still,
it totally worked out. Especially our South American friends, that I gave them wholesale deals on books. I'll do the same for any large group of people. You get good deals. So if I'm there, if I'm able to do it, I will. If not, maybe I could work out something with someone, to be a person at the table and to distribute stuff. It
can't be me. It's got to be somebody. Well, you know what it is, because
you'll still be running around like a chicken no matter what. So
no, I won't be running around. That's the whole point. I will not be running around with my head cut off.
Actually, you better not be, or Kim will kill you.
No, I know she'd be killing me. Well, it's not a honeymoon either. I've already been told that, even though she's a huge Kiss fan, it's not a honeymoon, because it's not a get away from everybody kind of thing. It's more of a, we're going to go see everybody, it's on the Kiss Cruise. Right? We're going to have our fun. But
a Kiss Cruise is not a freaking honeymoon.
That's
for sure.
Well, for some people, it has been. So, and it's fine. I don't mind it being part of it. But I know what she's saying. She kind of wants to go away and just kind of be quiet, a little bit more. Me quiet. That's even funnier. But the thing is that I am not going to run around and cut off. The table should be set up, should be all set, and then people just pick a spot, because I'm going to be there too. Because I'm going to have some, some stuff that I've been trying to pick smaller stuff. I'm not, and I'm telling you, don't bring like. If you sell them, I'd be, don't bring like big dolls and stuff, because you have to bring the stuff home if it doesn't sell, because nobody's holding it for you. So I would bring like the smaller stuff, I'm saying.
Yeah, and anything you can pre-organize, as trade or a deal with people that you're just basically handing it over in person, that's your ideal situation. Same with me with books. Here's your 10 copies for you and your friends, stuff like that, and then have some extras of stuff that's, easy to carry around. Let's wrap this up, because...
Yeah, but again, though, just last one, it's buy, sell, trade, swap. So you guys can, people can make their own deals. I'm not going to be a moderator and all this stuff. It's just, just... But it is what it is, Try, and if there's not enough tables and you got stuff, just chill. Just find a chair somewhere and find a little table.
Or ask a smiling face, hey, can I make some room here? Yeah. No one's paying for it. Everyone should be willing to be good to their friends, whether we know each other or not.
Food, there'll be drinks there. There'll be, just conversation, and it's a good catch up for everybody. Everybody likes to catch up.
There you go. Go buy someone a drink and say, hey, I need some space here.
Yep.
All right.
buy me. Actually, don't say buy me drink. Buy Kim a drink because she's gonna need. Because she's gonna marry me. Think about it. It's not I'm marrying her. She's gonna marry me. So
buy her a few drinks.
Yeah. She only needs about 2 when she's all set. She's all set. This is a little.
Yeah.
The 4 foot, almost 10 or something.
I'm not saying anything. We're going to leave it right there.
No,
Andy,
she's cool. She's cool.
You know what, Andy? Thank you so much for joining me on a Monday night to talk about your memories.
Thanks everybody for all the thank yous every time. And like I said, get on his case right there, everybody. A new book. How about I don't know, maybe a revenge book or Hot in the Shade book. I don't know. How about Asylum then? You love Asylum so much. How about an Asylum book? I don't know. No,
I don't know.
You don't know. He's thinking of something. His brain's gonna roll now.
Yeah, there's always an expanded edition. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to leave it there. So Andy, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this reminiscence and recap of the Ace Frehley New Jersey Expo to Keith and crew, and that's Phil and Peter and everyone that helps out with your guys' team. Congratulations on pulling off a great event, and we will see you next time on the KissFAQ Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now. Thank you for spending time listening to the KissFAQ podcast today. All sales are final, there are no refunds. If you'd like, look us up on Facebook or come over to the KissFAQ message board and discuss the topic we've broadcast today. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever you've listened to the show. We hope you'll join us again.